Alexa, turn up the volume. Bitch, you tripping. Jesus Lord. Alexa was made on 1-1, so it would... Ciao. Baby, if anybody's hearing the sound of my voice, I just want to say, how you doing? Okay. Listen, I just want to pop on here right quick. Nobody might come in my little live, child. I don't really be going live like I used to, honey. But if you see me, I mean, just say hello. I mean, how you doing? Hope everybody is doing all right. I'm starving. I'm good. How are you? You know what? You are the very first person to ask me how I'm doing today, baby. And let me see. Real answer. Your girl a little stressed. I'm a little hungry. I got some bills that I need to pay that I'm trying to figure this shit out. And I still hate my job. However, I'm awake. I'm breathing. I don't got no fuck shit on the horizon. So, yo, I guess that's a win, right? Oh, Period Denton, how are you, baby? Listen, hey, I'm here. Thank you. My sister did it for me. Listen, I'm doing my best not to stress. Let me tell y'all something, baby, okay? That's all we can do is try not to stress. Listen, we got a whole lot of shit stressing us out, baby. Number one, we're adults. And listen to me, baby. When I was young and I was coming up, nobody discussed with me how stressful it was going to be an adult. Okay? It's stressful. All right? Did anybody tell y'all that it was going to be stressful to be an adult? Because they didn't show that on TV. Okay? Like, all I really wanted to be able to do was live on my own. It was supposed to be an experience, but I just want to go home. Okay? I'm going to need my mama to scooch it on over. Okay? I'm out in the woods listening to you. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Joy Starrick, I hope I said that right. I love you too. Period Denton, I wanted to tell you something. You are seriously my motivation and energy when I'm not doing so well. Let me tell you something, baby. When it comes down to motivation and energy, first I want to tell you, thank you so much, right? And like what I always tell you all the time is that, you know, I try my best to be as, I guess, motivational, but I don't even want to really use the word motivation. Like, I just want to use the word real. I love you too, baby. I just want to use the word real, right? Because what do we know? We know that we have been through some shit these past couple years, especially this past year, right? And I think, and let me know if you agree, I think that the majority of us are at a point right now where we don't want no fluff. We don't want no fillers. We don't want no fuck shit. We don't want no bullshit. We just want some real shit. And if you are like me, baby, there are days that you wake up and you feel like you can conquer the world. Then there's days that you wake up and you wonder why the fuck you are still breathing. Then there's days where you wake up and you say, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe today. Then there's days that you wake up and you're just happy and you're ready to conquer your shit. Now, see, that's real shit. That's real shit. And I think that all of us are at a point in which we just want some real shit. Sometimes we might want to see some things that might take us outside of the realm of the fuck shit that we going through. We want to be entertained. That's all right. But like I said, I think a lot of us, due to some of the circumstances that we've had in our lives or due to some of the changes that we've seen, especially within this past year and a half, we just want some real shit. What y'all think? Is that real talk? The Kush Crafter, listen, baby, a straight roller coaster. A lot of us have been on a straight roller coaster. Our thoughts create our reality. Real spill, you know, our thoughts can create our reality. However, we do know that there are a lot of us that are dealing with some extenuating circumstances that other, let's say, regular people might not be able to make it through. You understand? And so, like I said, I know that for myself, baby, I try to come on here and be as motivating as I can, but y'all know I keep it a stack with you. There's days where I don't have the energy to wash my ass, eat my food, but a lot of us sometimes, we have to do what we need to do to adult. I'm bipolar. I cuss myself out about shit. Baby, I'm bipolar too. You understand? And that is a roller coaster within itself, right? And you know, all we can do is just hold on, hang on. We go through the ebbs and flows of our shit. That's all I do. I just go through the ebbs and flows. Sometimes I don't know what it's going to be when I open up my fucking eyes. And that's real shit. That's right. We are chosen ones because we are able to handle it. Let me tell you something, baby. You know, we handle what we can handle, but I always want to remind everybody that it's all right, baby, for you to have a weak moment. Know that. It's all right for you to have a weak moment. It's okay for you to be tired. It's okay sometimes for you to feel like you want to throw up your hands and say, fuck this shit. See, that's real shit. That's real shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to get on here and try to tell you something that I wouldn't do myself. There are some days where I say to myself, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna make it through. Sometimes I let my bad days overshadow my good. And that's real. Any advice trying to leave an abusive, toxic relationship? Well, you know, I'll tell you a little bit. For me, I have been in several abusive, toxic relationships. The last one that I was in, I decided that it was time for me to choose me regardless of what the outcome would be. I decided that it was time for me to choose me. And I think that that is something that even outside of an abusive, toxic relationship, that's something that we don't do often enough. We don't choose ourselves enough. Now, y'all know I ain't come on here to preach today. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to talk calmly. I don't believe I have a message in my spirit, but I'm going to tell you again that sometimes we do not choose ourselves enough. We think about how the next person's going to feel because we choose us. See, I had to get good at not really giving a fuck about what anybody else had to say about me choosing me, you see. I started not really caring if somebody called me selfish. See, I started not really giving a fuck if somebody had something negative to say about the fact that I was choosing myself. See, because a lot of what we do, baby, is we put other people's needs above us. Sometimes fear keeps us from choosing us as well. And when I was in that toxic relationship, baby, I was fearful. I was fearful because he said he was going to kill me. But I had to take a chance on my life. Because shit, if he was going to kill me, baby, well, at least I was going to make a great escape. And that's what I did. Putting ourselves first. There ain't a motherfucking thing wrong with that. See, I talk about this often. I think a lot of times, baby, we don't choose ourselves because in our mind, we think that we are taking something away from the next person by choosing ourselves first. See, I still love you, not in a toxic relationship, baby. I love myself more than I loved him. But when we choose ourselves first, when we put ourselves first, we're not taking anything away from anybody else. We're not taking any love away from our mother. We're not taking any love away from our daddies, our aunties, our cousins, our sisters, and them because we choose ourselves first. I see you on my feed and I light up. I know I'm about to feel centered again. Oh, thank you. It's okay to be somewhat selfish. Please say it louder for the people in the back. It is okay. I know I need to choose myself, but how do I get him off my mind? Let me tell you something, sweetheart. Getting somebody out of your system, it's a process. You're not going to be able to snap your fingers and stop loving somebody that might have treated you like dog shit. Even though in your mind you're saying to yourself, it doesn't make sense that this person, I'm still loving this person, knowing how they treated me, baby. It's a process. Each day as you grow, that shit gonna go. Each day that you find, let me ask you something. Let me ask y'all something. Why is it that it's so easy for us to be able to look at others and see their potential? We can look at others and see their beauty. We can look at others and see their purpose. We can look at others and say, damn, you are beautiful. You are handsome. You are talented. Why is it that we can look at other people and we can see that shit in themselves? But when it comes down to us looking at ourselves, in ourselves, we don't see the beauty. We don't see the kindness. We don't see the worthiness. I'm not going to preach today. I almost went there, but I'm not going to preach today. See, when it comes to ourselves, we're not able to see those things in ourselves, see? And because of the fact that we're not able to see those certain things in ourselves, baby, sometimes we can forget that we are worth the fight, that we are worth the change, that we are worth the work. See, it's very easy for us to look at other people and say, don't give up. Stay in the fight. You are worth the work that you're putting in. We can do that for everyone else. But we can't do that for ourselves, baby. We are conditioned to give other people the alley-oop. You need help over the fence? Stand in my hand. Let me help you. Thank you so much for my gift givers. You need some help? Stand in my hand. Let me help you get over the fence. And then then we're left on the other side of the fence struggling to get over. I didn't come to preach today, though. I'm not. Y'all gonna make me. I'm not gonna do it. The assignment that I would ask anybody who is hearing the sound of my voice, baby, is it's time for you to see that in you. It's time for you to be kind to yourself. It's time for you to have that compassion for yourself. When people ask me, how do I begin to love? I don't know how to love myself. What I say to them is, baby, you know how to love someone else. See, some people want to say the saying that if you don't love yourself, then you don't know how to love anybody else. But to me, I always looked at that differently. To me, the love that you give someone else is you showing that you know how to love. Turn that love on to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You know how to love. You've loved someone else. And because of the fact that you love someone else, that means that you can love you. But see, it's about taking that time to get to really know who you are, to fall in love with yourself. See, I'm not going to get too far in it, but anybody who has followed me, you know my story, you know I used to be a dirtbag, a drug addict, a liar, a cheater, a vagabond. And I did not love myself. I didn't love myself because those are all the things, those are all the words used to describe me and how I was living my life. But see, I had to take each thing and work on each thing and change each thing. When I stopped doing drugs, I started seeing things clear. I started seeing myself in a different light. I wasn't doing dirt bag activities. I wasn't lying. I wasn't cheating. I wasn't swindling. I was starting to turn into a person that I was falling in love with. And I fell in love with me. I fell in love with myself. I had to do the different work that I needed to do to change who I was, what I was about, what my core values were. And when I started doing that, I started falling in love with who I was turning into. I love to look back. Now, let me tell y'all something, baby. Now, I'm definitely not where I want to be, okay? I tell you all the time. Listen, I am just a beautiful black woman living in Roanoke, Virginia in my one-bedroom apartment with radiator heat, sweetheart. I'm regular. I'm a regular motherfucker, right? But I know that when I look back on myself and how I used to snort up my rent, How I look back at myself and how I used to lie and cheat and how I even swindled some of my friends to get on drugs so I could use them. You know, even when I say that shit out loud, it hurts my stomach a little bit. But when I look back at the things that I used to do and look at where I am now, see, that's the love. The love that I feel for myself, for making it through that, for changing that. Everybody just like my happy face, but no one really want to hear something bad from me. Let me tell you something, baby. You know, it's hand in hand. That good and bad shit is hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? I still have a whole bunch of toxic traits that I'm still working on now, baby. It's a fucking process. It's a process. But what I'm telling you though, baby, everybody has their own measure of success. I always have to remind everybody to stop fucking comparing yourself to the next fucking person, baby. Their journey is their journey. Their story is their story. Their measure of success is their measure of success. Now, what I want to tell you is I am not where I want to be as of yet. But do I look at myself as successful, even though there are times where I have to rob Peter to pay Paul? I'm still trying to figure it all out. You dig? Yes. And the average person might say, well, bitch, you ain't successful. I drive a 2006 Saturn. But I am successful. I am successful. In my way, I am successful. I know that I am because of the things that I used to do and how I used to be and how I used to carry myself and the fuck shit that I used to do that I no longer do. So yes, I am successful, but to the next person, I may not be. Well, that's not my fucking problem. You understand? So anybody who is hearing the sound of my voice again, I'm trying to remind you, stop selling your fucking self short. Be kind to yourself. I'm always going to remind you that you are one of the most important projects that you will ever fucking get to work on. And taking the time to work on you and figuring out who the fuck you are and falling in love with yourself is not taking anything away from your children, from your mother, from your auntie, from your cousin, from your husband, from your lover. It's not taking anything away from them for you to do what you need to do for you. 88, hey baby! You understand? Oh, listen. When people try to tell me that I'm amazing and stuff like that, you know, I always just want to say that I'm regular. And I want to remind you how amazing you are. You're amazing as well. And I want you to understand that. Listen to me. I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it again. I know that a lot of us, we get on this TikTok here, and we scroll through the channels, baby, and we see a lot of things. We see a lot of things. We see a lot of people doing a lot of things, saying a lot of things, doing a lot of shit. They got 1.5 million followers. They got 3 million. They got 100. So the fuck what, baby? You gotta remember that before any of this shit started, just like with myself, I was sitting here in this chair. The very first time I ever made a TikTok, I was sitting here in this chair. And the day before that, I had contemplated going to buy a bag of Coke. I was in isolation alone. Sober straight for 5 years. But being here and sitting here by myself and sitting with myself and being in the quietness and being still, honey, I was tested. Shit was testing me. So when people say things like that about that I'm amazing and shit like that, I appreciate it. But baby, I'm just a regular motherfucker trying to figure all this motherfucking shit out. Trying to figure life out, trying to figure out how no longer to be a dirtbag, trying to put one motherfucking foot in front of the other, working a job that I hate, dealing with customers and co-workers that I don't want to talk about. See, I'm regular. And I'm always going to come in here and give you that regular shit. No fluff, no glossy, no none of that shit. You understand? And I'm just trying to figure it out just like everybody else is. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a doctor. I don't got no certificates, no shit like that. I'm just a real bitch coming on here talking to y'all. You understand? So I appreciate it when people tell me that I'm amazing and I motivate them. That does make me feel good. But baby, we are the same. We're the same. You are amazing. You can also be motivating. You have a story. You have overcome adversity. You are putting one fucking foot in front of the other one, just like I am. We all trying to figure this shit out. Baby, this is what I've learned. I've learned that a motherfucker sitting in a mansion right now could be and possibly may be more miserable than I am. You understand? That's why I tell you all the time, it's very important for you not to fucking compare yourself to people, baby. Especially when it comes to this app and shit, okay? Because motherfuckers is only going to show you what they want you to see. Even in your regular life. Do you know that? Even in your regular life, your neighbors down the street from you, baby. You see them pulling in with their brand new cars. Their kids got every new shoe, baby. But when you pull back the curtain, I'm not going to preach today. My job is to always come up here and uplift you because a lot of times, baby, it is us that put our own selves down more than anybody else. It's us that put ourselves down more than anybody else. One more time for the people in the back. It is us that we put ourselves down more than anybody else. We listen to other people. We look at other people and we say we wish we could be as smart as them, as articulate as them. We wish we could do this like them. We wish that... Stop. Look at other people for inspiration. That I agree with. But your design is for you. My design is all mine. The good shit, the bad shit, the fucked up shit, the special shit. My design is all mine. And I wouldn't trade it with nobody else. So we have to be careful when we're doing comparisons. You understand? I need everybody who is hearing the sound of my voice to practice speaking life into you. Speak life into yourself. You understand me? Even if right now you don't fucking believe it. That mirror right there is where I speak life into myself. My bedroom is on the other end of my apartment. When I wake up and I go to the bathroom, which is right there, that mirror is right there. And I speak life into myself every day, even when I don't fucking believe it. Because there are days where I fucking don't. But I keep speaking life into myself until I fucking believe it. And I'm going to tell you what else I do. I don't fuck with people that don't speak life into me. Family, friends, foes, whoever. You understand? I don't fuck with people that don't speak life into me. Period. I don't sleep with people that don't speak life into me. Honey, I'll sit over here. I'll be on the status of a nun. You understand? This is the only thing I can control. I control this. I control who I deal with, who I don't deal with, who I talk to, who I let talk to me. You understand? I'm just here to remind you, sweetheart. Again, I'm here to remind you. Thank you so much for my gift givers. Got a breakdown yesterday, smashed everything because someone else needs your voice today. Let me tell you something, baby. Sometimes we have a lot of emotions and we have to expel them. And sometimes they don't always come out in the best way, right? We're human. But if anything else that I just want somebody to take away from this, what I'm saying to you today is what I'm saying to you today, baby, is speak life into you. And I know that it is hard. I know that it is hard, especially if you are that type of person who is not familiar with speaking life into yourself. I talked about that on my YouTube channel today. I talked about speaking life into yourself, and I know that it can feel weird and it can feel odd because you might not be used to doing it. But I'll tell it like this, and this is how I have to look at it. If I'm able to look at a friend or a family member and say, God, you're so talented, you're so pretty, you're so smart. If I can recognize those things in other people, it was time for me to start recognizing those things within me. And when I started speaking life into myself, baby, I didn't believe it initially. I felt weird. I felt weird. I have so many hang-ups, the way that I look, my body, my, the fact that regardless of how much I change, there's going to be some people that are going to be always looking at me like I'm a drug addict and always looking at me like I'm no good and shit like that, And I started believing them. And I was having a hard time believing the life that I was trying to speak into myself. But I kept speaking it until I believed it. Just like you would believe a fucking rumor that somebody may come and tell you. Just like you would take the time to listen to somebody else when they come to bring some fuck shit to your plate, baby. See, you need to take the time when somebody sends you a text and says, girl, somebody call you, say, girl, I got something to tell you. See, take that time that you would take to listen to some other fuck shit that somebody got to tell you about somebody else, baby. And see, I'm going to need you to get you a mirror and stand in front of that motherfucker right there. And I'm going to need you to speak life into you. You understand? Listen, I didn't come on here to preach to you, baby. I just listen, Auntie got to go back to work. But I just felt that I just wanted to come in and remind you. I wanted to come and remind you again how important you are, how important it is for you to speak life into you, baby. We can't always depend on the next motherfucker to do it. So we got to do it ourselves. And if you don't know how, baby, just practice. Find you a mirror and fucking practice. This is your sign. This loud black girl from Roanoke is your sign for you to start doing it today. Don't make me come to the screen. Look, I gotta go. My lunch is over, okay? I just want to remind you that you are important, you are special, and you are, again, one of the most important projects that you will ever get an opportunity to work on. Don't squander that shit. I love you.